Hello, everyone. Tanya here, your fitness professional life coach for busy middle-aged moms, helping you make a transformation in your life. So as promised, I am going to talk about adrenal fatigue. It's something myself I have suffered from and kind of getting over the worst hump. Now, I apologize if I end up this goes on kind of the flits, but I know I'm guessing it's due to the hurricanes and all that. Even though I live in Canada, people that I know throughout Canada as well as in the States, they've been really having internet issues. So I'm hoping that everything goes well and it doesn't end up stopping here. Because this morning it was kind of, my internet wasn't the greatest, the connection, but regardless. So I'm going to I'm going to keep this between 10 and 15 minutes, maximum 15 minutes. And I'm going to share with you the stress statistics, signs, symptoms, who's most at risk. And from there, at the end, I'm going to give you some basic tips to help you if you're facing adrenaline fatigue. So that is what I'm doing. And let's get started. So I want to welcome you for coming here live. I see somebody is live. I don't know who yet, but hello. And if you are watching this recording, thank you very much for doing that. So as far as I have my notes today, because I don't want to forget anything, it's really important what I'm sharing with you. And I want you to know adrenal fatigue, it not only can women suffer from it, but also men. So, you know, if you have a partner, your spouse, yourself, you're a man, definitely want to hear this. Of course, women as well. So as far as stress statistics, we know they're like staggering, right? It's really, really scary. How people are faced stress like almost 24/7, right? So just within the last month, I just, looked at statistics and 75% of people have reported being in like high stress. That's really, really scary, right? And as far as women, 70% of women, it affects them in so many ways because they start to worry about their own health, and how it affects their family, the stress they're under. And if you didn't know that, but 90%, I'm going to say that again, 90% of stress causes illness. So again, 90% illness causes stress. So, there's lots of, people, for example, have a cold and they're wondering why, I just got over a cold, I have another cold, and it's happened to me before. Like one cold slips into the other, and I know that happens when I'm like, there's a lot of stressful things happening in my internal and external life. So, basic cold, 90% of illnesses are related to stress. As far as adrenal fatigue, believe it or not, but 80% of North Americans face adrenal fatigue at some point of their life. I mean, it was unheard of before. Now you're looking at 80%. So, look in your neighborhood. Look at your friends, 8 out of 10 people, like that is so scary. And there's different levels of adrenal fatigue. There's 4 different levels. So whether it's basic level, whether you're going to a really high level, it is all related. It is all related together. And I'm just looking at my other notes. I'm just dropped my paper, so hold on. Oh, the fun stuff of going live, right? Okay, here we go. I'm back again. And, a lot of people don't realize, but our adrenals, our adrenal gland is so important. It affects so much stuff. Like, for example, you need your adrenaline, kind of think of fight and flight, right? You need your adrenaline glands to help you along everyday situations. And when we go into adrenal fatigue, that adrenaline gland starts to shut down. It stops to work. It no longer functions. And again, it comes from prolonged and intense illness. Adrenal fatigue, what does it affect? You're looking at any, from your foods, or if you take multivitamins or any kind of minerals and vitamins, it starts to affect how your body absorbs them. It can't absorb the full benefits from your vitamins, your nutrients, your minerals. As far as your mental and emotional well-being, like, whoa, talk about beyond a hormonal roller coaster. Like, you get so mentally and emotional drained because your adrenal gland, that's a fight and flight, is like there's almost nothing left. So your body's thinking, how in the world am I going to deal with this, right? It's not fun. And also your cortisol levels are increased. If you've heard me, and I've talked about cortisol levels before, your cortisol hormones affect so many things, specifically pertaining to weight. And what happens with adrenal fatigue, the good bacteria that you have in your gut, they're decreased. All right, so decreased. I'm going to let you absorb what I just said while I have a drink. My lemon water. I have lemon water and green tea between the two. All right. And if you want to grab a pen and paper and write some of these things down, because I'm going to go back over, I'm going to go into who's most at risk. After that, I'm going to talk about signs and symptoms of adrenal fatigue. And I'm going to give you some basic tips. And I'm actually going to give you, right here live, going to show you a skin test you can do right now, today, that'll show you about, it shows you about your cortisone levels, if they're being affected or not, and the cortisone issues that could happen. So I'm going to give you that live right here. All right. So who is most risk for getting adrenal fatigue? Women are top of the list, believe it or not. Especially, when you're the organizer, the chauffeur for your kids. You're trying to, if you have your parents, you're trying to, you have to look after them. You become the caretaker. You have your own family. You have the laundry, the household. Like, I'm not going to go on and on and on. But yeah, women are most at risk because we have hormonal issues as well. So do men. But yeah, women, we are most at risk. If you are a shift worker, if you're a frontline worker. So when you're asking what's a frontline worker, so police officers, medical people like doctors, nurses, ambulance drivers, those are, frontline workers. If there has been anywhere throughout your life a major traumatic trauma that has happened to you or someone in your family, it's huge trauma that it affected you. It really hit you as well. That trauma will affect your adrenal glands. Or if you yourself have suffered from extreme illness, or someone in your family suffers with an illness, and that doesn't need to be physically, it can be mentally as well. If they're faced with an illness and you're there all the time, or you have a close relationship, that will affect you, believe it or not. If you have any kind of eating disorder, then also you are potentially suffering from adrenal fatigue. And I really highlighted these ones because I find it really, if you're not any of the things I mentioned before, guarantee these next three, 1, 2, or all three are possibly most, I'm going to say 99% is in your life. High emotional stress, poor diet, and lack of exercise. And poor diet doesn't mean It goes from everything from not getting hydrated, not being hydrated as in drinking enough water. It means, skipping your lunches. It means, eating breakfast on the go. It means not having breakfast. It means, like I said, eating on the go and not enjoying your meals and not having balanced meals. All those things means poor diet. So I think you're one of them, at least, right, from poor diet. And again, of course, lack of exercise. I hear so many people say, I don't have time for exercise. Well, that's bullshit. Okay, I'm going to say it is bullshit. You have to, even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's 20 minutes, you friggin' have that, okay? I mean, you're, on your devices, or I know this is Facebook, but you're on that stuff like 20 minutes, half an hour, right? You're sitting there. You could have gone out for a walk. You could have had a quick 5-minute workout. You have time. So again, those are the top ones: is high emotional stress, poor diet, and lack of exercise are top ones that you could be risking potentially going into adrenal fatigue. For the person who's watching, if you have any questions while, I wonder if I hit this. Okay. If you have any questions while you're watching this, feel free to pop it in there. I will not say who you are, but if you have a question as I'm talking, feel free to pop it in, because chances are your question could be somebody else's question. All right. And let me just type in here. Did I spell that right? I'm not sure. I think so. Did it work? Oh, it did. Look at that. Okay, adrenal fatigue. That's what I'm talking about. So signs and symptoms. Signs and symptoms of adrenal fatigue. And I'm going to highlight 5 of them that I was really facing. I'm going to say, it was a year and a half ago. I'm going to say 2 years ago is when I started to kind of have a basic, like an internal, external adrenal fatigue, going into acute and going into chronic. So I end up, with the basic internal, external. I am going into acute nearing the end of summer. Oh my gosh, nearing the I'll say in February, it started already going into that third level. So signs and symptoms, and again, I'm going to highlight the ones that were very specific to myself, because they may be very specific to you as well. So again, I'm going to talk about signs and symptoms. I'm going to give you a cortisone skin test right now that you can do and give you those basic tips. So lack of exercise tolerance. So maybe you used to like exercise, you absolutely couldn't even stand it anymore. Okay. Muscle loss and weakness, joint or muscle soreness. And I'm not talking about muscle soreness, joint soreness from like arthritis or from doing exercise. I'm talking about like just, why am I so sore? My joints and my muscles. I'm just, talking about just for no reason. If you're a woman, you have irregular periods. Yes, there is PMS, but again, if you're not PMS and you have irregular periods, that is a sign. Irregular blood sugar levels. So, all of a sudden you get lightheaded, or you're just, for no reason, you're lightheaded, or you have these massive cravings, or you're getting the jitters. Maybe you do self-blood tests. So irregular blood sugar levels. Yeah, but overall, just a lack and a loss of motivation. It's like you really couldn't care less. You have chronic thirst, like no matter what you drink, you just can't get your thirst quenched. And I'm going almost into 15 minutes, so I got to quick get through this, okay? You have, so actually I probably might even go into the 20 minutes, so I apologize. You have your moods are just really low, and like you're not excited about anything. maybe you're dragging your feet, but all of a sudden you hit this afternoon second wind. Like, has that ever happened? You're like, oh God, I'm ready to go to sleep. And all of a sudden you get the second wind. You have extreme, like all of a sudden you have allergy and chemical sensitivities you didn't have before, and cell phone and electronic sensitivities to that. For myself, I started having, fatigued and just exhaustion. I just, I'd be tired in the morning. I go to bed exhausted, and I'd like, why? Even though I had my 6 to 8 hours sleep, I sometimes wasn't sleeping. It wasn't good quality sleep, or I'd wake up and still feel like I'm dragging my feet. I sometimes had extreme PMS syndromes, as in I'd get really grouchy, and I'd have little or no patience. All of a sudden, I started to gain weight and inability to lose weight. And yeah, that's PMS stuff, but it was more than that. I had extreme sugar cravings and like just brain fog. It's like, oh my God, brain fog, right? So yeah, those were my signs and symptoms. Perhaps those are one of yours. Now, the simple skin test you can do, and you need to use something sharp. So whether you use something like a fork or if you have sharp nails, it is best to do this test on your stomach, but I'm just going to show you here how to do it. So I just have a paper clip here. And this, again, the skin test has to do with your cortisol levels. So what you do is, again, you take something sharp. So I just have the end of a paper clip. What happens is you make a line, okay? And now you can't see it here on live. No, you can't. Okay. What happens is that line immediately goes white. Okay. So you just scratch yourself and it's gone white. But then it should start to go red, and mine is starting to go red now. If it doesn't turn red, so of course you're going to scratch yourself, it's going to go white, and then it's going to go red. You can do it here on the inside, or on your stomach is really, really good where to do it. But if it doesn't turn red, what is happening is you are having cortisol issues. All right. There are other tests you can do, but because I am limited on time, if you want to know those other tests that go more in depth, then send me an email, Tanya@bodybusiness.ca, Tanya @bodybusiness.ca. Send me an email. Let me know you want to know those other tests, and I'd be happy to send you the list. So on to basic tips to help you get out of adrenal fatigue. Okay. And these are the 4 areas I'm going to address: nutritional, supplements, exercise, lifestyle. So as far as nutritional, eliminate as much sugar as possible and caffeine. So if you are a coffee drinker in the morning, get rid of it. You're going to have lemon water instead, warm lemon water. Okay. Have that, have green tea, no more coffee. Okay. And eliminate as much sugar as you can. Okay, you need to eat 4 to 6 smaller meals throughout the day instead of like 1 or 2 or 3 huge meals, but stagger them out throughout the day, 4 to 6 meals. And speaking of that, I'd love to provide you with a free 7-day meal plan. Again, send me an email, Tanya@bodybusiness. I'd be happy to give you a customized 7-day free meal plan. And something I did to myself, and this is another nutritional tip, is start to consume fermented foods. So things like kefir, and I'm blank now. I'm blank now. It's the fermented drink. Anyways, regardless, or what I did is I started to add sauerkraut into my suppers. So add consume fermented foods. Supplements. Okay, rhodiola is a good supplement to take. Vitamin C is a good supplement to take, and I'm talking these are to be taken on daily basis. And by the way, vitamin C, if you suffer from allergies, vitamin C is really, really, really good. And again, every morning, start yourself off with lemon water. Yeah, that's half a lemon in there. Lemon water. As soon as you get up, drink warm lemon water, okay? And probiotic enzymes. Remember, there's good enzymes and there's not, there's good enzymes and there's really shitty, awful enzymes, okay? you know, if you're not sure what supplements to take, there's more of a list here. I'm just touching with the basic because I'm limited on time. You can email me as well. And what I'd be happy to do is where I purchase my vitamins, minerals, all that good stuff. If you send me your email and say, you know, vitamins list, I will be happy to share where I purchase it and share that discount that I get. I'd be happy to share that discount with you. Again, just email me. Okay, going next to exercise. Light weights and cardio, nothing extreme, okay? Walking is really, really, really great. And during your workouts, you have longer rests. So I actually laid off almost 8 weeks of any kind of strength and weight training, okay? For 8 weeks, that was no longer part of what I did. I completely took that out to help me with adrenal fatigue to get over this. And I stopped my running. I went to basic walking, riding the bike, maybe the odd little hike. That's what I end up doing. Like I said, that was almost for 8 weeks. That was over the summer. And only 4 weeks ago have I began lightly running again, but I'm only going like 6 to 9K a day, nothing longer. So that is something I personally did to help me with, and really made a difference. Because like I said, it was really, you know, into the summer, things got really, my adrenal fatigue started to get into that acute, to that level 3, which is not good. So I need to get a hold of this. You know, if you're wondering what exercise to, again, email, be happy to send you, no cost at all. It's cost-free, a 30-day exercise workout for you. Okay. Lastly, I'm going to cover lifestyle. All right. I talked about getting adequate, good sleep again. You need 6 hours sleep, no less than 6 hours, please. That's part of your healing. Your body heals, and so much other things happen during good sleep. So you need good quality, adequate 4 to 6 hours sleep. Okay. I need you to look at your work habits. Do you actually take a lunch break? Do you leave your desk, or do you eat at your desk when you have a lunch? Okay. Those are really nasty, bad habits, not to take a lunch break and to eat lunch at your desk. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Get out of that. I really can't stress enough how important it is. I mean, your work's paying for you to take a lunch break, right? So leave your desk, go to lunchroom. It's beautiful outside. Go outside, eat your lunch out there. You know, and not only that, but connect with nature. So whether you go for a morning walk, afternoon walk, evening walk, connect with nature, right? And that is something I have always done, is gone for a daily walk. But again, I changed that to, again, I'm having runs now. But again, I'm out in nature. I'm in the trails. It makes such a huge, huge difference. And, you know, as far as my own work habits, I actually put my business on hold since, mid-July. I stopped any of my one-on-one training. I stopped in my online programs and services. And I stopped running my fitness classes. I needed a break. So it's not easy thing to do, because my work is my bread and butter, right? But it was like, okay, either I go into chronic adrenal fatigue or I start to heal. So that is something, of course, I'm happy to say, you know, next week starting fitness classes. So if you live in the KW area, let me know. I'd be happy to have you come and try out some classes, cost-free. And mindfulness and self-love. It's so important to love yourself. It's so important to have a support or have a group that supports you. And in case you don't know, I do have a Facebook group called Moms Inspiring Moms. And it's just a group I put together for us to support each other and all this fun stuff. I'll let you check it out. Again, it's a Facebook group called Moms Inspiring Moms. If you need me personally, send the link to you, send me an email. I'd be happy to do that. And one more thing too is, you know, when I talk about social media, if you follow me, was it August 24th or August 21st? I can't remember. But anyways, it was until September 5th. I put a note out there that I went, you might have remember reading Off the Grid. I wrote Off the Grid. And what I did is for that 2.5 week, almost 3 week span, I took a break from all social media. So you may have seen things were getting posted in there, but that's because I had everything pre-posted to automatically get posted. So yeah, I just got off the social media grid. I wasn't doing, as you notice, I wasn't doing live. I wasn't doing newsletters, nothing. So I know I've got a lot to grasp. Thank goodness you can watch the replay to catch that all. And one final thing too is I put together a superfoods list, 10 scientifically proven superfoods that we should always incorporate it into our weekly meals. And I also have some recipes right out of my kitchen, recipes to implement and how to integrate those ingredients, superfoods into your meals. All right. So if you'd like to have that list of superfoods with from my kitchen recipes, then I'd be happy to share those breakfast, snack, lunch, dinner recipes with you. Send me an email, Tanya@bodybusiness.ca. So I apologize. I've gone way over, but there was so much information. There was so much more, but I knew I was on a short time limit, so I tried to keep it as short as possible. If you want any more information, please, please, please contact me, and I'd be happy to get back to you. One thing I do want to say, it is okay for women to have on a daily basis, but it needs to be no less than 70%. 90% is better, and it's melting. It's dark chocolate. See, little piece. Tanya Otterstein-Liehs here from bodybusiness.ca, saying enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the weekend, and email me if you need to know more or get any of that stuff I offered. Okay, take care. Bye.